What's up, everybody? It's Dr. Gigglez from the Hauntapolooza PODCAST, and in this video, we're going to be reviewing the Cedars farm that's located in Smithfield, Rhode Island. They're haunted Hayride, and they're closed for the season, but we're going to give you the review, so maybe next year, it'll be something that you would like to participate in. But before we get into that, make sure that if you're new here, you click that subscribe button. Make sure that you share it because it helps us spread the word about us and what we do and everything we're about. So if you could do that, it'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you like the video, click that like button. Leave us a comment. You know, if you've been, what did you think about it, etc. You know, or maybe if the review helped you make you want to go, or whatever your thoughts are. So without further ado, let's get in on this. All right, so over the weekend, we decided after we went to 13th World that we would go and check this Hayride out. I had never been. Everybody else has been, but this was my first time going. People said, "Hey, you know what? It's not that scary. It's kind of fun. Let's go. You know, do it." So we did, and to me, it's not that scary. But I will say that they do a great job with what they have going on. So all the sets and the theming and all that, they did a phenomenal job. They use a lot of different kind of actors. It was a bunch of kids, like little kids that must be part of the family of the farm, plus adults and teens and stuff, and they were really doing a good job. The thing that I do want to note before we get into this too is that we were literally the last Hayride out for the night, and so I was told when it's not the last one that you get a little bit more of a scene than what you get as you go through, because at the end, the kids and stuff, they're hopping on and hitch a ride back. But everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of hayrides. I absolutely hate them because they're not really scary to me. But this one was definitely entertaining, and I'll tell you why. As we're going through different scenes and different characters are popping up, there was a little girl that was just screaming. I don't know how the girl still has vocal cords. I don't know how old. Maybe she's 10, 9, 12. I have no idea. Little girl. And she was doing a phenomenal job. There were people, different actors were hopping on, hopping off, depending upon the scene. And me being the person that I am, I like to try to be funny and try to make things a little bit better than they are. And you could tell the actors were having fun with it, and I was having fun with it. It wasn't in distaste or anything. I wasn't rude or swearing at anybody. We were just having fun. And there was the fun really kicked in when they had the alien scene, and they had the dubstep music going. It was bah, 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 and I made the joke, and I was I said, this is awesome. And I was saying to the actors, I'm you guys recorded Jessica's farts. And they were trying their best not to laugh and stay in character. Some were they were eating it all up, and they were oh, I can taste it, and and all this other stuff as they're hopping on and stuff. And then actors are screaming, "Don't look at me!" And I'm I'm looking at you, my neck's broken, I'm dead, and the other person's I'm not dead, and I'm oh, come on, you're dead. And they told me I smelled I just came out of the ground because I was dead. And it was fun, and we just kept going on and on and on. And I was talking kill counts with little Chucky. And stuff like that. So overall, it was a good length. They did an amazing job of what they did, and it was kind of fun having the characters jumping on, going for a ride, messing with people. My suggestion is do that all the time. I've never been all the times, but if you don't do that all the time, do that all the time. Have the characters get in that immersive interaction like that all the time. I think it would really step it. I mean, I don't know what it's like when we're not the last Hayride going. I have no clue. What I will say is I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad that the actors kind of on a whim, real quick, we're able to be hey, bam, able to do that. Even as little kids, they were just playing into it. I know a lot of kids that can't do that. They just kind of look at you like a deer in the headlights. And these little kids were bam, they picked up on it. They knew I was busting chops, not bad. And they got, it was just talking to them as they were in their character. And they were playing along in their character, and it really made it for an enjoyable time. I would definitely go back, to have fun and see, make sure I'm not the last Hayride out to see what they do differently. But if you guys at Seven Cedars Farm are watching, maybe get a few more actors for the different areas to hop on and play along, make it a little immersive. Hopefully you can get other people like me to kind of talk to them as their character and play along. And those that are watching that have never been and that go through haunts, and you're trying to figure out what the proper etiquette for a haunt is, and I'm gonna tell you that, so that way you can maybe make your experience a little bit better. You don't have to be nasty, you don't have to swear at people, you don't have to be dirty, especially when there's little kids around and stuff. But what you can do is, like I was doing, like the alien thing with the farts. You could do things like that. It's funny. People love a good fart joke. Don't be distasteful and disgusting, but, and if you see a certain character, like a Chucky, talk to him as Chucky, like what would Chucky do? I don't know how many of you can think on the fly like that, but I think if you did that, it would make your hayride good. The actors were going on, people were getting scared, some people weren't getting scared. It's so hard to scare me, it's really tough. But, anybody that's out there, do it tastefully. Don't just be a smart ass and be like, oh, this is stupid, don't be a jerk. Have a little fun, do it tastefully, as I would say, and just run with it. And have fun. And I think it would make, actors enjoy that. If you're one-on-one, or the group, and you're talking to them, not rude, having fun, they love that kind of thing. It gets them amped up. It gives them that much. And what I did, it did, because people were laughing. People were like, oh, this is cool. Like the actors were staying in character. People were doing this, that, and the other. And it was great. It was a good, fun time. So I will give it a 3 out of 5, only just because it wasn't really that scary. I helped make it fun. The actors that we encountered and interacted with did a great job. They had some pretty good sets. It's just not really that scary. And they're probably more on the family friendly. Maybe they are trying to be scary, but for me, it wasn't scary, but I had fun. And that's the bottom line. End of the day, what you want. Is it definitely recommended to go? Yeah, don't expect like a crazy scare like a Demented FX or a Fairtown or a Factory of Terror or a 13th World, nothing like that. In that aspect, this is more of a little bit more laid back, got a little bit of scares for the younger ones and people that get scared, and they did a great job with the sets, and they did a great job with interaction. So with that said, 3 out of 5. I'm definitely going to go back next year, see how it is when it's not the end of the night. I don't want to be the last. I'll get there a little earlier, go enjoy, have some fun again, and see what happens. So I will say that they had like different themes, like Michael Myers, and they had zombies, and they had aliens, and they had The Grudge, and they had Chucky, and it was really, they did really well. And it showed, like even though it was the end of the night last Hayride, they had fun with it again, and it was great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the haunt down below for information, so you can, like if you want to bookmark it for next year, make a little folder for your browsing history, on your, on a tab or whatever, and just be able to say, hey, I'll probably check this out, so that way you can save it. That's what I do. I save them all, even if I've been, so that way I can make sure I know where I've been and I know where I want to go. But I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave us a comment. Make sure you subscribe. Help share it. Help us spread the word so we can bring you more content, bring you more stuff about the haunt industry, behind the scenes, interviews, makeups, and stuff we're going to work on, walkthroughs, more reviews, more anything to do with the haunt industry. That's what we're going to do. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get out of here. I'm Dr. Gigglez, and I will see you next time. Peace.